To my way to build. My name is Joshua. Today we're going to show you how I turned my old boat from this into this. Stick around to see how it happened. When you live in Minnesota, you gotta have a boat, and that's when we got BlueFin. She was our first family boat, and thanks to her, I was able to make many well-cherished memories on the water. Some of the initial changes we did with BlueFin was changing her fiberglass hull to an aluminum one, along with doing some minor paint jobs and adding a wood deck. A few years later, we decided to move to Idaho. We took BlueFin with us, but she ended up sitting in the backyard for the next 5 years. Her paint slowly peeling away. By the time it got to my senior year of high school, and I thought to myself, it was time to get BlueFin back on the water. I had a lot of friends and family who made this project possible, especially my friend Austin, who helped encourage me to start the project. That being said, this was the first time we tackled a project of this scale, and we encountered numerous challenges and had a few dull moments during the process. Starting off, I wanted to address the paint condition. It was old, flaking off. It simply was just time for her to get the paint she needed. Now, before we could repaint BlueFin, we faced the very daunting task of removing the old paint. On the first day, we tried just sanding off the paint, realizing that it wouldn't get us very far. Fortunately, my dad had a small bottle of paint stripper, and it was at that moment Austin and I discovered the miraculous power of paint stripper. It took us roughly 2.5 bottles to completely remove the old paint. Once we stripped most of the paint, we sanded the last bit and started roughing the surface for the new paint. After several days of sanding, we were able to sand BlueFin to her barrel aluminum from the inside out. Components removed from BlueFin also got the same treatment, which included the deck, the backboard, and parts of the engine. We did some reshaping, wood filling, and minor repairs to everything. With projects like these, you don't have instructions, and because of that, we get moments like this. Right?
Yep. Oh my.
That's it.
That was easy.
That sense of relief you heard is because this was our first attempt. Many lessons were learned from this project. Now with all the prep work completed, we could start working on the paint. On top of supplying all the paint needed, my neighbor Kevin also called his friend Todd to teach us how to paint. Todd is a professional automotive spray painter, so he taught us how to mask off the boat, and when I wanted to add some racing stripes on the top, he also taught me how to draw out the lines to make that possible. Once the tape was down, it was time to start painting.
You're running smooth. Yeah. So when you go to the other side, I'll finish this here to get it wet. See how wet I'm getting it?
Yeah.
I
need to go a lot slower.
Yep.
Yeah, isn't it like if you're doing color, if you spray it further away than closer, you can get different tints, right?
Yep.
Once we learned the basic, Austin and I took turns spray painting the boat, kind of get a practice and feel for it, while Todd helped us with the more detailed areas. It took about a week to completely paint the boat. In the meanwhile, we also had a lot of guests coming over and taking a look at our progress. This is a complete time lapse of us spray painting the boat, so I'm going to stop talking and let you enjoy the time lapse. had dried, it was finally time to unmask the final result. When I started this project, BlueFin looked like this. But by the end, we restored her looking like this. The paint we used gave BlueFin a nice matte finish all around that will last for years to come. Finally, after 5 years, she was back on the water.
There we go. Yeah, alright.
BlueFin is still an ongoing project with a lot that still needs to be done. There's quite a few things that has changed in the last 4 years since I started the project. For example, I moved again, and we're still working on getting the workshop back up and running. But once it is, I'll be excited to send out more videos on BlueFin's progress. Until then, thanks for watching. Hope you have a good day.